There is a moment most students know too well, a quiet pause before the questions begin. For some, it's just another opportunity or chance to prove what they've known. For others, it brings pressure, doubts, and sleepless nights. An exam is defined as a test of knowledge, but beyond that definition lies something deep: expectations, confidence, fear, and sometimes panic. This is Behind Pages and Panic.
Good day everyone, my name is Samuel Adande and Oluwapo, a student of Mass Comm, Lagos State University.
Hi, my name is Becca. I'm a student of Lasso, Lagos State University, and I'm in 300 level.
My name is Abel Onobajo, and people know me as Soft Boy. I'm a student of Lagos State University, studying guidance and counseling. 300 level guidance and counseling student.
Hey everybody, I am PC Kara, a 300 level student of guidance and counseling, Lagos State University.
My name is Esther Oluwadamilola. I'm a student of guidance and counseling in Lagos State University. I'm in 300 level.
Alright, I am Mudashiru Idris-Sewanu. I'm a counselor in training at the Department of Educational Foundations and Counseling Psychology, Lagos State University.
Examination for students is more than an academic process. It is a period that changes daily routine, emotions, and behavior. During examination period, sleep reduces, reading becomes intense, pressure increases. Students begin to measure time differently, hours feel shorter, days move faster. There is fear of failure, fear of forgetting, fear of disappointing parents, lecturers, and themselves. Examination affects concentration, health, and confidence. It brings anxiety and stress. Before entering examination hall, many students are already tired mentally and physically. This documentary explores what examination does to students beyond classroom, beyond the question on paper.
Firstly, I feel tensed though, but after feeling tensed and all, like once I see my timetable, I think the first thing I first do is just to like write it out, so I'll know how I'm going to read or anything. And maybe those lectures that I don't really have their notes or it's not complete or anything, I'll try to like write them up and everything. Then I think reading, like setting the timetable for reading. But me, I don't usually start reading early. I don't know, everybody have their own different patterns of reading, but me, I don't start reading early. And there's just a particular time I prefer to read. So I feel when I first day of exam, I'm mostly test.
And if I hear the word examination, what comes to my mind? Well, actually, not like on the level time. I'm really scared of exam, but not really that scared because I'm the kind of person that I start reading early. Because I know that I'm kind of slow person. So if I read early, try to read whatever I want to read, do it every day by day, going to lectures. When I get home, I read what was taught in the class. So I just read.
When I hear the word exam, first thing that comes to my mind is, we're about to be tested again, and there is this anxiety that comes alongside, that announcement. It just, when I hear the word exam, I'm like, we're about to be tested.
I feel this is the same expression with every other student: fear. Even if you are so prepared or not, you still have glimpse of fear in you that you'll be surrounded by a lot of lecturers, teachers that are probably not even in your own department, that you are not familiar with. Then you get to write alone. You don't converse with anybody. Classwork is different from examination. You get to do everything all by yourself. You get into the examination hall, you are on your own. Nobody is there. So probably, not even probably, everybody is fear. you get scared, anxious, you are tensed. But with a lot of reading, revising, you knowing what you want to go and write, there's a feeling that is in you, like you have this good, like you feel very good when you know what you are going to write, when you are very very sure of what you have read.
For me, whenever I hear examination, it's actually not really the exam that is a problem. It's just the stress that you go through, just running from home to school to attend a class, them setting the exam to be 8 a.m. and you get in there and they said they shift the exam to 12, or when you have the exam by 12 and you get there, or you don't check online and you discover, well, maybe you later go online, you discover that the exam has been brought forward. It's just the stress. That's just the only thing. Because as a student, you have to read to pass your exam. You have to do exam to prove that whatever you're taught, you understand, and you can implement it at the same time.
Examination, to me, it signifies that we are moving to the next level. So examination, next level. And to move to the next level, you have to pay a price. So exam is the price to pay. Like, I think it goes like that.
Preparation takes many forms. Some students stay up late, burning the midnight oil. Some gather in groups, exchanging ideas and sharing notes. Others cram at the last minute, chasing every remaining second before the test.
As for me, I don't used to say I read. I don't use the word reading, because many people think of reading as carrying your book and looking at what you've written so far during the semester. But as for me, I think I do more of research than reading. More of research. Then there's AOC. I will look for materials on the AOC that I can get from sources across the internet and bring them together to, like, I literally have to write. I have to write, most importantly. So I can't just carry what I've written and continue reading. So I have to gather sources and write and craft something out for myself. So that's how I study for exam.
So as a person, I noticed that reading alongside people doesn't necessarily work for me. However, it is also important that you share your knowledge with people, and also like get things from what people have necessarily read. And so what I do personally is that I read on my own. I can't necessarily say I'm a night reader or a day reader, but I read on my own anytime. And then when I'm done reading, I can have conversations about what I've read with people, and they also in turn will share theirs.
Well, for me, I don't think I have a personal part, like a pattern. Like I don't really have a pattern. I have people that I read in group with. I have people. I read personally myself. I read personally myself. I have people that I read with, and my reading, if I don't like, I don't know how to say it. I should actually start reading from the beginning of the semester, or maybe let me say maybe like 5 weeks to the semester. That be to the exam. I must start reading. If I just start reading, bro, I will have problem while preparing for exam. Maybe a week to exam, I'm not preparing, start reading what I'm supposed to have read. I will have problem with it. So I don't different patterns. I can read in group with people, I can write, I can read personally, write with a lot of people. That everything works for me actually.
For me, I can't read in group with people because I tend to forget or just play when I'm with people. I don't know how to read in group. If I tell myself that I want to read maybe probably 2 hours before exam, then I'll be doing it with my friends. I'm lying. The only thing I can do to help myself before exam is just explaining to people what I've read. Maybe someone that is not so sure about what they have read, or we are just trying to explain what we have read with each other. That's the only thing I can do. But reading in group, no, it's a no for me. I can't read in group because I would just be playing. I'm just lying to myself if I say I'm reading in group. So I love to read at night because everywhere seems to be quiet. But in cases that Sometimes I get tired. I get very, very tired. I don't get to read at night or when my very appropriate time. So if so far the place is silent and I can get to concentrate, then I can read. But reading in groups, no.
Let me say that. I won't say I'm a serious student like that. Now. Let me out of 100%, I can say being serious of 100%. I can say I'm 30% serious. I'll be a serious student, but that doesn't mean that when my exam comes, I won't pass. Because when exam comes, is beast mode, focus mode. I have to read. I have to pass. Because that's the reason why I was sent to school. So you can't expect the nonchalant attitude I had from the beginning of the semester. I should implement it during the exam weeks. And about my reading pattern, I actually don't have any reading pattern. Truth be told, I won't go to lie. I don't have any reading pattern. But I don't like reading with crowd. Well, or maybe I haven't tried this. I think I've gone for night reading in my 200 level days, and I stopped. I just did only one semester, and I stopped. And that was even then. I don't have mobile phone. I was rough then, but I stopped then because it wasn't a month. I can't finish exam and now have malaria. It doesn't make sense. There's mosquito and stuff. While I can read from home and still understand, it's the same thing I'm reading from home that you're also reading in school. Though reading in group also has its advantages, but some of us don't have friends to read with in group. So I read alone.
I feel night reading works for me. Yes, night reading works for me. I read with groups too at times, but most times I prefer to read on my own. Like most times, I prefer to read on my own. If I read with people, like it's always kind of distracting at times. Even though there are sometimes when I read with people, I tend to learn, like gather information from whatever they are saying, to add to my own knowledge. So I prefer to read alone most times. And I don't like night reading at all. I find it boring. Those guys read like around 12 to no. I find it boring. So I prefer like during the day.
If I'm to be honest, most exam periods I fall sick. I also experience headache, and that's because like I always feel the need to like want to do more, and even when my body is communicating tiredness, I always want to like do more because our lecturers and the exam questions they set, so you have to be very prepared. So yes, I feel headache, tiredness. I fall sick sometimes.
Actually, there are some things that are bound to happen for particular situations. So when you study for too long, you're expected to have a headache or migraine or whatever. But for me, I think those ones doesn't really stress me. Whenever I read, I just make sure I get enough rest. But what stresses me most is attention span. I don't know how to focus for too long. I have to at least for some minutes drop my phone, scroll on Instagram, or do some other things, or listen to music. Sometimes I read and listen to music at the same time. I study and listen to music at the same time so that the music will occupy my mind to a certain level so that I won't easily get distracted. But when the atmosphere is empty, there's nothing going, I'm just writing, I easily get distracted. So I, for the stress part, as for me, I don't read during the night. I only read during the day. Whatever I do from morning till night, I go to bed and sleep. Sleep is important for me. I've never done midnight reading before. I've never read overnight before. So I read during the day, and I make sure I find a way to balance my attention span. Because I lose focus a lot. So I just engage with activities, maybe watch a podcast or do some other things that are along the line.
Firstly, I'll say phone like is my distraction most times because there are times where I also read and I'll be so distracted there, like very, very distracted. Sometimes if I say I want to read by this time, if once I like carry my phone like this and I start pressing it or more, hey, before I'll finish, like before I'll leave that phone, it usually takes time. So I feel like phone is like the first kind of distraction when it comes to like exam. Then another thing is stress because there are sometimes whereby you might have like 2 exams the same day. So if you are somebody that doesn't like read like very early before that time, you have difficulties like trying to assimilate the both of them. It might even be that you might forget when you get to the example. So I feel like stress, and sometimes I used to have headache and migraine most times.
First of all, what I would say, tọ́jú ẹ̀mí ẹ o, tọ́jú ẹ̀mí ẹ o. Because the reason I'm saying this is that when I was writing my exam last semester, that was 200 level second semester, I felt sick. I almost failed. I almost failed. Third year me, honestly. But during the exam, I have migraines. I feel headache, especially if you don't take care of yourself during the time that you guys have lectures. Go for checkups, eat well, sleep well.
I try to make myself feel very comfortable. I personally, I don't think like maybe I don't really put a lot on my head because I know I'm not capable of doing that, and I can't multitask. So I just stay focused on whatever I want to stay focused on at that very moment, so I can do it very well and diligently. So if it is to read for exam, I take every other thing off my mind because reading for exam sometimes you have back-to-back exam Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so you have to read. And for my type of person that do not read months before exam, that read probably a day, 2 days before that particular paper, so I need to stay focused in what I'm doing. So I get tired due to my restlessness, like not having a proper time for sleep. So I get tired during exams, but then when I have the chance to rest, I rest because I know it helps me to stay up all night and read. So I get tired. That's just.
The only time I actually experienced those kind of stuff was in my 100 level days. Why I had deferment in the 100 level first semester. The school didn't give me matric number, stuff like that. So later they asked me to like defer the semester. Then after deferring the semester, I went home already. So when I got back, so when I went home that August, people were already doing exam. So they called me back to come and accept my deferment letter. Immediately I came out to accept the deferment letter and I got the letter and I was heading back home. I was dropped at Iguelirin. So I lost my phone then. So when I resumed second semester, so it was really hard for me. I missed a lot of, not a lot, I missed all the tests they did.
I've had that kind of experience like severally, but not really, but severally. I remember that there was a day I had a paper that I did not read like that. Like I was reading to cram, not reading to understand. So when I got to the exam hall, like when I first saw the question like this, I forgot most of the things I wanted to write. Like I forgot everything. So I feel like the main thing is if I don't read like to cram, like if I don't read on time, maybe start reading on time. Let's say I'm reading to cram or rushing like to read and everything, I'll forget. But the main thing I usually do when I enter exam hall, most times when I read is that when I first get to the exam hall, whatever I've read, even with saying the questions, the ones I know, I'll go to the back of my booklet, like write the answers there, so I can remember more when I want to write my answers.
Well, they dey painful. They dey painful. But me, I don't really forget. It does not really pain me when I remember what I'm supposed to remember inside the exam or outside the exam hall. You get, because the way I read, I don't cram. I don't cram. I read to understand. So when I get into the exam hall, I don't write word for word. Since I already understood what I read and the questions, I'll just write around the context, around the topic, around the answer I'm supposed to give. So I don't really have issue with that though. But they pay person. No be say I know they forget to. I dey forget. They pay me. They pay me.
I can remember I can remember one of the exams that I wrote. That was 100 level, 200 level, and I went. Oh, I can make like I saw the questions. I don't know, everything just disappeared, and like I almost peed my pants because I was so scared. And time was going, and I was so scared. I almost peed my pants. Yes, I was very, very scared. But along the line, I just told myself, calm down, just be calm. And yes, I noticed that most of the things I read, it came back really, and I was able to answer my questions.
Intention aspect, I'll just thank God because I'm a chill person no matter the situation. Even there are situations that I've been I entered the exam hall and what came out wasn't what I read at all, nothing. I'm just chill. Some people might feel like it's pride, people might feel like it's foolishness. So what I don't know. I can't come and kill myself. That's the thing. I've gone to exam hall and I said that I didn't know any of the question. I had to calm down or I had to even there are sometimes after reading and I got to exam hall, I've forgotten. But the problem I have when I'm in exam hall, I never ask questions from people beside me because it might be that time that I'm trying to ask questions. That's when they'll come and carry me and I'm doing exam and practice, and every other person are doing it and they didn't see them. It might be that my own time. So that's the only thing that scares me. So I don't ask questions in exam hall. And if I don't know it, I don't know it in here. But the best thing I do is I don't enter the exam hall early. I allow people come out first. That's if we are doing CBT, I'll allow them come out first. Then I ask them how was the exam. Then people will start talking and be like, this is hard, this particular question. So those are the things I gather around since I know that this. Then when I get in there, whatever I meet, glory be to God. God takes control.
I try not to come out of the exam hall and dwell on my past papers. I move on. I have friends that after exam, they all come out, start shouting, how was the last paper, what did you write in, which one did you do? I can come out and discuss what I do, like the number of questions that I wrote or how much I've written there. But to now start dwelling on what I did not write very well, no. I cannot stress myself. I don't stress on things that I can't change. The only thing I do is go out, pray. God, I've done my best, I've tried my best. I'm putting it up to you, like heaven help those who help themselves. So I've helped myself. I pray that heaven helps me. So instead of, sometimes I forget things, but then if I can't get to remember it throughout the exam or if I come out, I don't dwell on it. If I remember, so fine. If I pick up my book and then I get to remember that this thing I didn't write it well, I just hope for a good result. Let whatever I've written goes well. Let it be right in front of my lecturer. That's it.
There's one technique I usually use, and the technique is that whenever I'm making research, after gathering academical materials for research, then I go back online again to search for practical examples. For example, I did a course 200 level first semester event marketing. So after gathering my materials online, I still went back online to check the practical examples of the things I've gathered. So if you're able to tie knowledge that you gained from reading to practical or real life situations, I'm not sure you really forget, because you give yourself the freedom to express yourself anyhow you want to express. You are not tying yourself to what you have in your book. If you want to write exactly what you have in your book, it will be very hard for you sometimes to remember it word for word. But when you study and look for real life examples and have the understanding, it will be hard to forget, because once you remember a point, you'll be able to write freely. You'll be able to express yourself anyhow you want. You don't really need to remember something particularly for you to complete whatever you want to write. So apart from that, I don't think I've ever forgotten anything. I will always find something else to read. I may not get the word exactly, but I make sure I express myself how I'm supposed to.
Fear and uncertainty are constant companions. Some turn to prayer, others take deep breath or rely on hope. Each student finds their own way to face the tension that builds with every passing second.
Do you have anything that scares me? Because I'm a chill person, so I don't actually let things get to me a lot, no matter what, no matter the situation, no matter how, because what's meant to be is going to be. So, do you have anything that scares me? Even when I'm in the exam hall and I don't want to know what I want to write, I'm not scared.
I'm not sure I get scared during the exam. I'm not sure I get scared because you are in school. From the moment you gain admission, they ask you want to accept or reject. The moment you accept, you know exam will come. So I think the only thing that can scare me is that when I prepare for a course and the thing I prepared for did not come. But then that's why we need to research as students, so that at least from your personal perspective, you're able to write something at all. But I don't really think I get scared. I'm not sure if I get scared. I can't remember any scenario of me getting scared during exam.
So as a counselor, yeah, as a counselor in training, so I think that should be, no, though I get scared, but that should be easy for a counselor because there are some techniques that we were taught to help our clients escape through fear of examination. I also know that too. So instead of me getting scared, I'll just make sure I tell myself that I will not fail. I will not fail. I mean, I won't fail. I'll pass. No, I know how. Since say I read to any negative thought, I make sure I replace it with positive um thing.
Okay, so what scares me during exam is not not being prepared enough. Like, if I feel like I've not done enough, even if I've read everything, if I feel like, oh, I've not gone over it, oh, I cannot. If I feel like, yes, I'm just not prepared enough, I'm so scared. Like, it gets very scary because I don't like the feeling of going to the exam hall and not knowing what to write, or saying questions and not knowing how to, give attempts to those questions. So yes, that's what scares me. And so what I do is, like I said earlier, even when my body is communicating tiredness and I feel like I've not done enough, I still go on to like continue reading. So yeah.
I like firstly actually before I read I used to pray. I'll not lie. I used to tell the Holy Spirit to help me whenever I want to read so I can be able to remember and assimilate. And aside that, I feel like for fear, most times I try to stay away from where it's very noisy. So I'll not like so I'll be able to remember. So I'll not get scared when reading or anything. The only thing that can make me get scared is maybe I'm not feeling too well, because I remember there was a time I was not feeling too well and I had the exam the next day, so I was not able to read. But I was able to I just had like maybe 4 hours or so to like read for that exam. So I was so scared, but I just read and I committed it to God's hands. And funny enough, during the exam period, the questions that they asked, I was able to answer. So I feel like it's only prayer most times if I'm scared or nothing. And I tend to talk to my friends too. Yes, I talk to my friends. Like I talk to Raphael, I talk to some other people. Like anytime I'm feeling scared during the exam or anything, or maybe something is bothering me aside from the exam and it's not making me concentrate. Yeah, I talk to my friends.
What scares me the most is going into exam hall and not being able to write anything, chewing my biro throughout examination. So I try to read as much as possible before exam. If I'm being given any material to read, I read it, get ready for it, prepare for it, then go into exam hall. No matter the fear, no matter how much I did not read, I will still be able to write something down. So if I get to write something down, and there are some people that maybe you read with them or you don't even read with them. Sometimes when you look back or look around during the exam, you see some people not writing at all. But you know that out of 5 questions, you are asked to answer 3. You're able to answer 2 properly. Then you look around, you see these people not writing at all. I don't know, maybe that's me being bad. You see other people not writing, but you've been able to answer just 2 from 3 questions that you asked to answer. That's you get to be happy. I'm happy with it. Thank God I was able to write some things down. There's some people that we entered the exam hall that could not even write anything at all, but look at me, I was able to do, even if it is 2. The third one I tried to do it, maybe not very well, but then I know that I was able to write things down, even some people that could not write anything at all. So
What is going to happen to my students? But yes, the funniest thing that happened to me during exam was I was already writing and I needed to use the toilet. I needed to use the toilet so bad. I tried holding it and I tried so bad to hold it in, but people just noticed I was sweating like a lot in the exam hall, and that was because I was just tossing and moving, and finally when I couldn't take it anymore, I had to go and meet the lecturer and say, please I need to use the toilet. So yes, that's practically the funniest thing that has happened to me during exam. And I think the weirdest thing that has happened to me during exam is Yeah, just I think falling sick, and I was sleeping. Like I saw question. I wasn't properly prepared for that exam. I couldn't read for the exam. So when I saw the question, I couldn't answer anything. I was just sleeping. So yeah, that's the funniest and weirdest thing that has happened.
The one I could remember was my under level second semester. I was doing a law course, GIL 108. So it was a written exam, written, and it was law course. So I think we're above 500, or if I remember properly. No, I think we're 400 towards 500. Sure. So they had our time. They had to vacate the whole of their faculty for us. So we had rooms to do the exam. The funniest aspect was I was at the back sitting, and at the same time, the funniest aspect was immediately I got to exam hall, I wanted to poo, like seriously, like I need to use the toilet immediately. If I don't leave and go and use that toilet, I feel shit for body, like it's crazy. And at the same time, the lecturers, because I wasn't comfortable, I was just shifting. I had to sit on one yash. Do you understand? They sit down for one yash. I had to sit on one of my ass. And at the same time, the lecturers were just looking at me. And I was sweating, like I was sweating. When I said I was sweating, my clothes was drained. I was sweating and I had to like focus on the paper. My answer sheet was soaked with my sweat because I can't even tell them I want to go and use the toilet. That's an exam malpractice on its own. I just had to stay there. Now the craziest aspect was whenever our invigilator passed, when they sees me, I was always looking at them because I want to finish the exam and leave immediately to go and use the toilet. So they thought I was doing malpractice, so they took me from the back. For this aspect, people were even asking me questions. Me that I want to toilet, you are now asking me questions. So I couldn't say anything, so I had to do the exam fast and submit. Even when I wanted to submit, they asked me not to submit. I should still sit down. Me, I want to use toilet. They told me to sit, and I had to start like literally. So I had to keep it. But immediately I left the hall. Wasari, I ran. If craziest aspect was there was no even toilet to use. There was no toilet. That was a part of the things that we don't like telling ourselves. No toilet. Even the toilet that is available because it's not your faculty, they won't allow you to use it. It was crazy.
Okay, I think I remember one. That one I had an exam in FMS. Like my borrowed course is marketing, so I was borrowing like a course like then in FMS. So on that exam day, the lecturers there were not the ones that were supposed to invigilate us. So the ones that were there were very, very strict. Very, very strict. So there was this girl that sat down beside me and like we were copying each other and stuff like that. So she was trying to look at my book and me, I shifted my paper to like this place. And whereas I've only written like answer like maybe number one and even that number two, I've not answered it like well. And the man just came to my side like this, he just took my paper, and that was how I was not able to like do the exam again. And he said that I should just go outside from the hall. Like I was so pained though. I even cried. I cried. I was so pained because it was painful for real. And later I had like, was it not like 3 in the course? Yes, I had 3 in the course. Maybe some other ones, like maybe when they send someone out of the exam hall, like maybe I'm trying to copy or anything, or they thought maybe they share your script. So that was his thing.
I don't think I have funniest, but I have one I will never forget. And it was my first exam in Lasu, the Series 105. First exam, I was having an exam on Saturday. I have works to do. I want to go and deliver work to my customer. So during the week, I did the work of sourcing for materials, sewing the clothes, everything. Then I got home back to my hostel on Friday afternoon and then went to deliver the clothes in the evening. Then I came back home. I thought I would wake up and read. I've not adapted to the university life yet that time. So I just go back home and slept off. And that was my first exam in last week. The following day, 8 a.m. The moment I got to the exam hall, I saw the questions. I was like, damn, I'm done. So that was the exam I wrote that I was very sure that this one that I did, nothing good may come out of it too, because I knew I did not prepare and I did not do what I'm supposed to do as student. So the results came out and I got 2. That was my first 2. And I was even thankful that I got 2 in this course. So Since then, I've been able to realize that when exam time comes, you should leave everything you are doing and focus on the exam. It is just for some days or for some week. So when you are done, you can go back to whatever you are doing. I think that is the lesson and I'm happy it happened to me for my first exam in LASU. Because if it happened later, it may be late before I realize it. So it happened to me. My first exam in LASU, it happened, and since then, I've been able to get myself together and plan my schedules properly.
But what happened to someone? What I did they phone? The girl came to. We were supposed to have an exam, write an exam the next day. Maybe let me say tomorrow. And the girl now came to school to do night class to read overnight. So the girl read did the night class and she read. And let me say we were supposed to write the exam 10 o'clock, yeah, 10 a.m. And she went home around like 7 or 6. She went home after she finished reading. And when she went home, and when she got home, she slept off. Person we never sleep overnight. Why she go house? She can't wake up around. We were supposed to do the exam for 2 hours. Like starting the exam 10 a.m., finishing the exam 12. I think she got to the exam hall around 11, and she was still not to write the exam anymore. She was not allowed to enter the exam hall, and so she carried the course. So about that thing.
Okay, so it was not actually me, it was a coursemate. We were writing the exam with some other, there was not enough hall to write the exam, so some other people were writing with us. So we were three on a row. So this girl was sitting, I think 3 or 4 rows before me. So she brought her phone to the examination hall, not to cheat, but then her phone was in her pocket. I think because if you put your phone outside, there's still phones. So I think she brought her phone so that she would be able to access the examination or access her friend before or after exam. So she had to take her phone into the examination hall. She kept it. I don't know where she kept it, but it was not visible. She was not cheating because I was looking at her. Everybody was in the examination hall. It was obvious that she was not cheating. So I think the phone rang and the lecturer checked. Like she asked us from the front row, like from I think 2 or 3 rows before this lady to my row. All of us should stand up, we should stop writing. Everybody was scared. At the same time funny because I know I was not holding a phone. The person beside me was not holding a phone, and people in front of me were not holding a phone. At that very moment, I do not know what to write again. So it was so very funny to me. I don't know to other people, it was funny to me. So this lady I think she was shaking, so she had to just come out clean that okay, she was holding the phone, but it was not for cheating or something. But who would believe? The lecturer brought her out. I don't know how she got herself sorted out, but then I think I don't know, because in my school you get to write the exam. I don't know. They have their rules for it, for examination, malpractice, stuff like that. So I don't know. It was funny to me. Maybe not to other people. It was funny to me because at that very moment I don't know what to write again. And this lecturer was shouting thief because there's a man. It was not more than one invigilator. The other one was very serious, but there's this other man. It's not like he's not serious, but it's so funny with these things. When you see people cheating in the examination hall, he call you a thief, he tell you to go to the board to tell God to forgive you, stuff like that. That's how he is. Very funny. Cause everybody start asking everybody, who is that guy? He's a thief. We all shout, he's a thief. What is he doing? Trying to steal. Should we forgive him? No. So it was funny to me.
When the silence finally settles and the pressure fades into memory, we begin to realize it was never just about the exam. It was about the courage to show up, the quiet battle no one saw, and the strength we discover along the way. Because in moments like this, we don't just face our fears, we grow beyond them. And that alone is a story worth telling. Behind pages and panic, If you enjoyed the video, do well to like, subscribe, and turn on notification post button, and also share the video. Thank you.